my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is well. As promised, we're going to start a folio today using our Amazon packaging. Now, they come in all different sizes, like this is I think the standard one. Now and again you get a great big one like that. But yeah, I've done nothing to this because I thought we'd do it all together. So yeah, let's just crack right on. So, hope everybody is well. I'm doing all okay. It's been gorgeous weather here today. Sitting out the garden. Look at me tan line. From my wristband. It's terrible, isn't it? I had one on this arm last week and now you can barely see it. It's sort of all gone into one. But yeah, now it's a bad one. Right, so I've just took that bit off. Some people leave these bits on and cover them for the pockets. I attach my own pocket because I think it's just easier to cover it and work out where we want our different flaps or bits that fold out and whatnot. So I take these two pockets out and I'm going to need these scissors. And so yeah, I've got some nice wallpaper. I think I showed you the other day that we're going to cover it in. And so I've put them there, and I just kind of follow a line and cut off that bit, and then think about how I want my closure. I think there's quite a nice bit. I might take it in a little bit further. So like I said, you get the lines, don't you, in the cardboard. So I'll just follow the line going up. Oh. And then I'm going to round off the corners rather than having it like that. And yeah, just try and neaten it up a bit, around that. And let's see. Yeah, that's nice. I've got one that, I think I'm going to do like a thingy there, like a round thing, and an old amp we can wrap around. Or I've got another bigger one that I want to work on, but I'm not going to confuse issues. I'm just going to work on this one in this series. But on that one, I've got a big thing that I want on the front. So I'm going to do a different closure, like maybe have that bit inside and maybe a thing there and it wrapping around. So you know, you've got loads of different options, but yeah, we'll just work on this one and see how we go. I haven't done one for ages and ages, so yeah, it's I was thinking, what did I used to do? You know, because I used to do quite a few of them. And then I haven't done one for so long. Yeah, today I was thinking when I was sitting out the garden, what did I used to do? Where did I used to put flaps or pockets or that? I've kind of forgotten a little bit. But, yeah, I've remembered now. But yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well. We're all okay here. They're saying they're going to relax lockdown a little bit from Monday, which is really exciting. But they're saying you're allowed to see from Monday up to 6 people in a garden. Not in your house, only out in the garden. And yeah, just 6 people at a time. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I know that sounds quite straightforward, but what if my daughter and 3 grandchildren come? Well, there's already, if we include the children, there's already 5 of us here. No. 6 of us here. So there's 6 of us now before anyone's come over. So is that 6 new people you're allowed with your household of 6, or have we got to wait till someone goes out to have another person come in the garden? Yeah, a bit of an ambiguous kind of statement. I'll have to try and look up what the actual rules are. But yeah, only in a garden, so I'm just hoping that the nice weather stays. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird that you have that, yeah. And I don't know, would they include, like, do babies count? They're people, aren't they? They're just little people. So yeah, I don't know. But apparently that's from Monday, and then there will start being some like shops opened. Now, I'm going all the way round. You're probably not going to see none of this, but just in case, because what I do is I cut the paper, and I haven't cut the length yet, but I go about 1/8 of an inch over either end, just about, might be even less than that, and then kind of, so when I kind of stick on the inner bit, I can like sort of squeeze and make a nice sandwich where you might like not see that, or just see the tiniest bit. So that's why I've just gone round with the blue. Look, it's everywhere. So I'm quickly gonna over up all of this that me sponge is molting, and be right back. Right, so here we are back again, right? So I'm not gonna cut until I've got all the outside glued on, and that's not the right way up. I want it that way up. And I'm going to cut that end though before I start, because I don't want to start with a like raggedy end. So I want it nice and neat. So I'll cut that, but just a tiny sliver, so that we've got a nice neat edge. Right. Much better. And okay. And so yeah, you don't have to have it going like that. You can have it all different ways. You could have that under, you could have the little side over there. It's really up to you, but I'm just sort of measuring how it will sit, because on the outside your bit always be bigger, even though it's this, than the inside. So and the inside we're not going to put on all in one piece, because I like to have little flaps that can fold out and whatnot. So I'm just sort of holding it in place and making sure it's all everywhere, to know where roughly I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to lose a bit. I'll leave a bit extra, but just so it's easier to do. So I'll lose this raggy bit here. Right. And then we should be fine with that. So let's get our glue. And yes, so I hope other people are having these rules. Oh, hang on. I'm jumping ahead of myself. We need to just quickly ink around these edges as well of our wallpaper. And yeah, I chose to have the front bit as the plainest bit. I mean, I've got loads. I could have had a right busy bit, but I wanted it a bit plainer because I'm going to stick a decorative thing on that plain piece. I've already thought of it. I'm going to put a peacock there. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'll have to show you in a sec. Let's just get some ink on here. Two things, just to catch you up. Right, let's grab. No, not that one. Right, you remember the other day when we done the what, like Amy did the book page pockets and I did it as a full page. I've changed this bit. I cut the belly band there and inked so that it wasn't going through the centre signature, and now I can have something like nestling in like that. Like you can fit things that are a bit bigger, like I had this is sitting in there, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that instead of keeping it going all the way across. Yeah, snip snip, that was it. So that was one thing. And do you remember when I cut out from one of my background pages the peacock? Well, yeah, this is how they look now. It's all been heat embossed with a lovely iridescent sparkly embossing powder, and I thought something like that on the front cover might look really nice. So that is why I've gone with the plainer bit that's going to be on the front. Right, so now we've all inked around, we're good to go. Let's see if I can get my ink out. Oh, we'll try and just give it a squeeze first. Oh yeah, it comes straight out. Normally I have to poke something in the end, but yeah, you don't want it going anywhere, so you do want strong glue. And I'm just going to do it bit by bit, because like I said, the folds, you're going to need more on the outside than the inside, and I want to have it even so that when I put the other bit on I can sandwich them together. But yeah, you if you laid it flat and just stuck the thing on, it's not gonna bend right. So we're up to there. Oh, here we go. Here we go. She started. I've knocked something over. Yeah. Right. And so I've been writing down all your names who have been commenting over the last week, and putting you all in a little bag, like a pencil case. I've written them all down, and yeah, been putting them in my little pencil case, so you will all be entered for the giveaway. And yeah, it's just a nice, like, just a thank you for all your support, and yeah, subscribing to my little channel. I never dreamed it would grow like this, you know. It said it so many times, but I really did never dream that I would be doing this and saying, oh, I've reached like these milestones, you know. I really didn't ever imagine. So it is wonderful. And what I've even more that, well, I just didn't know would ever happen, and it weren't even on my radar. I'd seen people with big channels and thought wow and that, but the thing I didn't know was the friends you make and the people that come into your life, even though you've never met face to face. People that come into your life and make it better, be your friend, be supportive, be there for you, that kind of thing. Well, I never knew that would happen through doing something like this, but yeah, it has. And yeah, a lot of you have become really good friends, and that's amazing, absolutely amazing. Right, so there we are, getting there, and I'm just making sure it's properly glued down. And yeah, now I'm looking at when that comes around, not got to take that much off of there, so I might take it off now, just leave a little touch more. So I really didn't need to ink that side, did I, because I was cutting it off. There we go. I've done. Right, and as you can see, that looks like a little bit there, but when you fold that over, because of the fold, it's smaller, So I'm just gonna get some glue, and it really is so simple doing the outside bit. And then, I mean, we'll do a lot of decorating in our folios, inside and out. Well, it's up to you what you do. Sometimes I've done them quite plain on the outside, and then loads of colour and excitement and that on the inside. But yeah, it's really down to what you prefer. And yeah, you can just put loads of trims on and just really go for it on the outside. I want to make a couple, and I never do two things the same. I've said to you time and time again that I won't. I like everyone to have something that's totally original. So although I'm going to be making a couple, they will be different. They won't all be the same. Right. And just coming along nicely with that and smoothing it into our folds. And then you see there's only a tiny little bit. So now we're there with our thingy. I'm going to cut it. I couldn't see how I'd done with my scissors. I was thinking, well, I did want to cut it, but yeah. And leaving that little 1/8 of an inch, I'm just coming round like that. Could be a bit neater, couldn't it? Right. Round like that. That's better. And then, yeah, we've got a bit of a wonk going on. So I'm just going to follow the line. Oh. And then around. And I'll just round that a little bit neater. And a little bit closer. Make that more rounded. Right. And there we are. So that's our outside, the beginnings, okay? And it'll want to fold in on itself because, like, we've made the paper going around like that. And so then now, before we do anything else, what I normally do is think about what closure I'm going to have. Because if I'm going to have one of them round bits to wind round some trim, ribbon, sari silk, anything, I'm going to need to think about that now so that I can get that through and it'll be covered up. You know, you don't want to get all your inside done and then do that. So obviously we won't going to punch our hole until we've got the other bit on, the front bit. But I'm just neatening this up a little bit. I've got a bit of a lump there. Right. And yeah, you can just have, like, you can put set an eyelet, wrap the ribbon round and tuck it through. That's a really nice idea. I'm not sure whether I want to do that or not. Now on this one we will do the disc thing that, I don't know their proper name, that that we wrap the ribbon around. So I'm just going to do it with a bit of this wallpaper. I'm thinking, I wonder if I can get a flower or a smaller flower so we see some of the navy like that. But I'm going to go in a bit to get a neater bit. Maybe like that. And so we've got the flower and some of the navy background. I like that. And then I'm just going to cut any old bit to stick onto it to make it stronger. Actually I'm going to have 3 bits. 4. Because I've just remembered what I usually do. We're having 4 bits. We've gone from 2 to 4 because I'm going to stick 2 of them together and the other 2, and then they'll be nice and strong. And we put, I don't know if I've got any sitting over there. No, I'll have to do one. Put a little squashed eyelet in between the 2, and I got that idea from Gail Agostinelli doing it ages ago. And yeah, on a big thing like this, it is really good to have that going in the middle, and then the ribbon goes in nicely. So we'll have that, right. And I'm going to stick two together and 2 together, and then we'll make our holes with my pokey tool. Awl. My awl. No one ever calls it an awl, do they? Everyone calls it their pokey tool. And yeah, I wanted that one at the top, but now I'm thinking about my split pins, my little brads, and I've got a nice one like that. Is that going to sit in the flower alright? Or am I going to have to go the plainer bit on the top? Might be, no, the other way. I'm thinking maybe that rather than, because that's lovely, but it's got to have a brad going through it. So yeah, I'm going to do it on that bit. So we just want to poke a hole in the middle to make life easy for ourselves. So just eyeball in the middle, and again, and then on our thing we choose where you're going to have. Now normally I would go right there and across, but I'm going to grab back my peacock because I wanted him sitting like that. So if I bring him there, I could have the hole there and it just going across like that. Sorry if I got right in the way of the camera then. I was standing up. And so we're going to need to make our hole. Right, I think, yeah, I can have it there. Right, so I need my hole there. Oh, we need to cancel out a little brad. Oh, and you don't have to do this bit. You can just put your disc through your brad, and yeah, when you do the other bit of the closure, just wrap it round it underneath. But it just gives that little gap like that. But then yeah, you've got to go through a lot of layers, so you want to smush it right up as hard as you can. I might try and squash this again. Sometimes it's good to have another go. Get it squashed. Right, so I've got my thing. We put our brad in between. Oops. And then our other. Try and get it in neatly. Right. And then we just push the whole lot through the hole. Oh, I wanna put a bit of glue under there, just to help it be secure. And we've got that small gap. And then, right, once we open up our brad, we want glue. And you don't have to do that bit as well, and it's all a bit going mental with the glue. But I think it just makes it 100% secure, because it's got to have stuff wrapped around it, and it's got to be undone and done up and that, and you don't want it coming loose. So yeah, that is that bit done. And so now Just rub that in so it's nice and glued. We can work on our inside. So I've got my inside paper, but I cut it into pieces because I like to open this up and there's maybe like a flap here, like, because I'm going to have holes there with elastics holding in a one signature journal. So over here, once the paper is on, I do a pocket, but sometimes I have a little flap coming out of there or there. Sometimes I have both. And so what I do is I was looking through my scraps bin to see if I've got anything long enough, like, you know, when you cut bits off 12 by 12 and you don't use it, that's what you want. And you just want it in like sort of the colours that you're doing, you know, not this going to be seen, but just in case you're going to see a bit of it. So we'll go with that one because we've got quite a dark thing. I don't think I've got any darker than that, apart from the dark green, but like I said, these all differ in size, so I'm not going to give any like measurements, like telling you cut at this or that. All I want to do is see how long our thing is and make a mark to cut it. But so you want like roughly 2 inches, and the middle, hold it, try and hold it still, because we want a flap there. That's going to be our centre, and this will be our other side. I know that's a little bit longer, but it don't matter. And then we're going to fold as long as these two measurements are exactly the same, because you could have this a bit bigger if you wanted, like coming out a bit bigger if you was worried about sticking something to it, but they do stay really firm. So I make like a little thing like that and stick it, I know I haven't cut the end off this, stick it in here so that we can have a flap there. Once we open this up, there's a flap there, and we open that up and the journal's sitting underneath. So I need to cut the bottom off, because I haven't. Right. And just see where we are. We don't want to be like hanging over, so maybe I'll take like a tiny little sliver more off. And we're going to glue that together, and we're going to ink it as well, but I'm just thinking about where it's going to sit. So if my thing is like that, it can be sitting so that it's about there, so that it goes under this. I don't want it right up here on the outside. I want it in sort of like in that kind of crease there. So only the ends possibly maybe seen, but they ain't. They never are. But yeah, I just put a little bit of ink on because that's what we do, don't we? Even though you're not going to see it, we do it anyway. Right. And so I want this nice and glued together. And then once that is adhered, we can get that in place. So this is why I'm not putting the wallpaper on the inside yet, because I have to cut the pieces for where I may have put like a flap or something like this. So there we are, and that's going to sit right nestle into that little rounded bit there. I think is a perfect place for it to go, and then when that's coming in, it's sitting above that, and that flap will be there covering our journal. So I'm going to stick that in place. Just go for it. So you want it nice and glued right up to the edges, because this is the anchor for your flap. and yeah, you can have pockets, and it can be an extra fold out. Once it's adhered to this, it can do whatever you hold on to it, whatever you want. So nice lot of glue, and I'm gonna sit it like that. Just testing again where we're sitting in relation to that. Yeah, that looks fine. Get it nice and glued down, straighten it up a bit. Right. Right, that's nice and strong now for our thing to sit, coming off of it. And you can have one over here as well. I'm just thinking, I might just do the one on this one. It can fold out and maybe fold out again. And so now we want to get some paper that we can adhere to this. Or we can just go ahead actually and cut our pieces of wallpaper, because I know I'm only going to have that flap in this particular, what's it called, file folder. So yeah, we'll just get our wallpaper that I'll put to one side. And then we can sort of position our wallpaper. We've already got our thing in place, which is perfect, because we ain't got to worry about that. And on this, you can, I'm going to attach a pocket there. We're going to have the journal sitting there. That flap will be coming over. And so, yeah, we want to, if we add another one here, which you can do, so you can go ahead and put two in if you want to, then you need to cut your wallpaper to there and then rejoin, which is what I was going to do, but I'm thinking I'm just going to do the one. I am going to lose this end because it's tatty. And then we've got ink all around it. But then, yeah, I'm not going to, that looks a bit tatty as well. I'm not gonna cut it until I'm sure how it's gonna sit. Right. While that's folding, we've got to come right up to here. So I think it will be worth our while gluing a bit at a time before I actually cut that. Or shall I cut it now? Actually, if I give a little bit extra, right, I'm going to make a mark of me. This is plenty, right. So that would be where I think I'm cutting it. So I'm going to give a little bit extra, and I'm going to go to here. I'm just remembering how how I used to do it. So we said we'd go about there, and so that's plenty enough for our little other bit. I'll go in a little bit more just to be on the safe side, and then we'll ink around and glue from the flaps outwards, and then that's much easier. I only just remembered that that's what I used to do. And yeah, obviously when you've got a couple of flaps, one opening and then the other one opening and that, you will have to go, like, cut it all in little sections, just pressing it into where it is, whatever section it is, seeing how it sits with the folds, and then going from there. So we're going from here with this, and it makes it just a bit easier. And what I want to do, I'll get my glue right up to the edge, and then kind of pinch the ends together to sort of sandwich our Amazon package into it, and it's a little bit wider than it should be for some reason. I thought it was cut the same size. I'm going to peel that off because I can't be doing that. I don't know if this is long enough. I'll fold it in two. I've just got a sliver too long and it will just be a nightmare trying to trim all around. So I want to get this together, get them bits together, just trim that little bit off. And I could have just done it with scissors, but it's so much easier to just do it like that, isn't it? And I need to just go on them edges. Oh, we're all over the place tonight, aren't we? Oh dear. Right, getting that glue right up to our hinge. And I'm doing the same as what I did with the outside. I'm just going to do a bit at a time. See, that's it. That's perfect fit. I'm pressing it right in. Right. And then pinching at the ends. So that's why I inked around, because sometimes you might see a little bit, but you won't see too much of it. So this bit is our bottom kind of flat bit. And get the glue right up to the edges as best I can. And the same down here. And then just a few bits to hold it nicely in place. Right. Oh, I'm pushing everything, the old table. Right, I'm just trying to pinch it together. And then once we get to the end, I could just chop off the excess and then go to the other end and do that bit. Right. And come right up. Get a nice bit of glue around the edges. That's it. And just a few bits and bobs going up and down. And then once it's all in place, we can go around with our ink again. And normally I add trim anyway. So, not on all of them, but on a lot of them I add trim anyway. So you see we use a lot less on the inside than the outside. Because we want it to keep that fold, you know. So it opens and that. But yeah, we don't want loads of bumps and bubbles and whatnot, because we've not because we've put too much on the inside. We want it nice and smooth like that, and then I'll go round a bit nicer in a minute round the whole thing. But what we'll do, I'm just going to do this bit here, and then have a look. I'm going to take the end off again. And then I think I'll have it like that. Let's see. I need about that much off. So I am just going to trim that myself. I'll be brave. Right. Up the wrong way, you want it up the right way. I'll just put a little bit of ink on there. I haven't inked around this at all, I've just remembered. Right, I'll move that up. Just get these bits covered. Right, not the right way. And yeah, I'm just going to hold it like that, glue it together, glue it in place and then cut and then glue the final bit. So we want to butt right up to the edge again of our flap thing there, our hinge rather. Go up to about the middle of this flap. Just to get our position in. And just nestle it in there nicely. Right. That's better. And then once it's like that, I'm going to trim around now so that I can ink and then sandwich these two together. And like I said, I normally add trims around a lot of my edges, but you don't have to, and I don't always. So yeah, it's nice to get them, squeeze them together, but add the ink on the card so that if there are any bits showing, it's not just cardboard brown. Right. Right up on the very end for our sandwich. And bend it round and get it all nice. I might have to trim a little bit of excess off, but it's no drama. I'm just pinching now all the way. Yeah, and there's a little bit of excess. I need to rub the glue off of my fingers. Right, and so now we've got the basis of our folder. We're going to have a flap there, and I'm going to put a nice pocket here and the holes for the journal there. So yeah, I just need to nicely, I need to be able to see it in the light, trim a couple of bits of the excess off. And around there, and no, that end's okay, and then just go over them with the ink. And yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a right plain outside and an inside, all like using the really bright bohemian scrapbook pages on the inside, because it's like a surprise when it's opened up. But I really like this paper, so that's what I wanted to use. I've got that random bit that's driving me mad. That's it. Right, so I know this hasn't been very long, but I'm going to leave it there, and we'll do this bit in the pocket and whatnot next time, because it's very late at night. I've another really hectic day, and yeah, I was waiting to film, waiting for everything to all like to have a bit of peace and quiet. And I live in a really busy house, so I've got to buy myself a little shed that I can make into a little art studio. That is my little goal for this year. Whether I'll ever reach it, I don't know. But yeah, then I can do what I used to do, and I can be in there at any time of the day or night, because I can just shut the door. But in my new home, I can't. I have to do it in my kitchen diner, and kitchen's the busiest place in the house, isn't it? And it's not a separate dining room, it's all one big open plan. So yeah, I can't film with everybody making dinner or doing bits and bobs, doing their washing. All these kind of things go on in this room. So yeah, well, I'm going to have to leave it here. But we've got this much done. I think tomorrow before we start part 2, I'm going to go round, ink around all the edges, make sure they're all nice and neat, and then we'll start doing the inside and making a nice fold, a nice flap that's going to sit with the rings for the journal, for the elastics will be there. So our journal's going to lay here, and this will sit over it, and we can have it so that it folds out and there's something going on. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. So I'm sorry that we didn't do a great deal, but we've got the basics done, and we'll go from here tomorrow. So I'll see you very soon. Sorry it was short and sweet, but yeah, I'm exhausted. Bye for now. I love and appreciate you all so much, and I do hope you understand that, yeah, I'm really, really tired. So yeah, good night. Lots of love. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.